it's time to dust off that fondue pot and rediscover the magic of melted cheese in today's Daily Dish. If you like French onion soup, you'll love Erin Harris's French onion fondue. You'll need hercule de Charlevoix et Montjacob cheese, butter, olive oil, onion, fresh thyme, brown sugar, white wine, cornstarch, lemon juice, some cognac or sherry, as well as salt and pepper. All right, Erin, before we get started, congratulations on your new Essential Fondue Cookbook, which is so appropriate because you are the cheese poet. You're going to show us how to make one of your favorite recipes from the book, so where do we start?
Thanks, Tracy. Thanks for having me back on the show. And yeah, the Fondue Cookbook is really a fun new thing. Fondue is just fun. You know, that's the whole point of fondue. And I love this recipe that we're doing today. It brings together all the flavors of French onion soup into one glorious pot of cheese fondue. So to get started, we're just going to put some butter and some olive oil in the pan and get our onions going. And so you're going to want to caramelize them. And to kind of help with that caramelization, we're going to add some brown sugar. Not totally traditional, but it kind of speeds up the process a little bit. And we've got some really nice fresh chopped thyme. And yeah, a little pinch of salt, you know, and some people might think, well, why are you adding salt to cheese fondue? Because it's already so salty, but you want to get those flavors all coming together. And so we're going to cook that down, and it takes about 15 minutes. You want to get a nice caramelization on those onions. That's where all that beautiful, that French onion soup kind of flavor is going to come from. And so, you know, of course, with the magic of television, we went ahead and did some onions for you today so that we don't have to take that much time. But first, before I show you the onions going into the fondue, I'm going to show you the next step, which is to build the fondue. So I promised you there would be wine the next time I came on the show. So here we go. The next step, you've got your cheese ready to go. We've got some beautiful Canadian cheese here today. And so you take the rind off, you grate your cheese up, and the next step is to toss that cheese with the cornstarch.
Okay, go ahead and start melting these cheeses.
So once your cheese is tossed with the cornstarch, you're just gonna start adding it in handfuls. And you're gonna take a whisk and just sort of continually do this, whisking and moving the cheese around in the wine and letting it start to emulsify. That's the magic word that you're looking for there. And so again, you know, this process takes about 10 minutes, and since we don't have that time today, I went ahead and made us a fondue. We've got one ready to go here in all its oozing melty cheese goodness. Look at that.
Wow, Erin, that is looking amazing.
And to finish, isn't that just, you know, that's what you want. And to finish this recipe, we're going to stir in those beautiful caramelized onions that I prepared ahead of time. And for me, this really tastes like French onion soup when you add the sherry or the cognac. So just a little. It kind of gives it that je ne sais quoi.
I love it. Now, when you've mixed all of that fully in, you've also selected some really fun dippers for this recipe. So what do you recommend?
You know, today I chose a few things that you might not have thought of before. One of my favorite things that came from writing the Essential Fondue Cookbook is realizing that tater tots are basically the perfect potato dipper. I mean, who doesn't love a crispy tater tot in some oozing cheese?
Right.
Come on. Right? So, whoops, look at that cheese. So tater tots, we've got, today I did up some steamed Brussels sprouts and roasted squash because we know we're right in the middle of fall right now, and why not eat seasonally along with your fondue? And I also chose to show off some soft pretzels, some pickles and some other fresh veg. You know, it doesn't just have to be baguette. However, I'm not one to turn the baguette down. But yeah, have some fun with your fondue, and we're all looking for more fun in our home life these days, and what a beautiful way to connect around the table with your family.
It's always one of those meals that you remember because it involves interaction, and it's lovely, and it's usually long, and I love that about fondue. You know, you're really sort of sitting in and leaning into that meal. Erin, thank you so much. Tater tots, adding that to my next fondue.